So tomorrow I plan to make these cannoli bites. So they're bite-sized pieces made in mini muffin tins for the shell and then the cannoli filling. But today, to prep for that tomorrow, I need to drain the ricotta cheese. No one likes a runny cannoli. So I have my strainer set up inside a bowl and a piece of cheesecloth. And all I'm going to do is pour my ricotta cheese into here. And I have two 15-ounce containers. Just like this. Then I'm going to wrap the cheesecloth around it. Tight. Like that. And then we're going to leave it in the refrigerator for at least 8 hours. Probably longer. And I'll be back tomorrow to make the cannoli filling and the shells. So today we're going to make some cannoli bites. They're like itty bitty. We make the dough in a muffin pan and we bake them instead of frying them. So it's a little different than traditional cannoli, but it can be eaten in just a bite. So I'm going to start with the dough because it has to be refrigerated for about an hour before we roll it out. I have 4 cups of flour in my food processor. I'm going to add 5 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to pulse that until it gets mixed in. And I'm going to add a half of a cup of melted butter. Let that mix in. Now I'm going to add 2 egg whites. And then while the mixer is still running, we're going to add 1 cup of Marsala wine. And there we have cannoli dough. So now I'm going to wrap this up in saran wrap and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and we'll be back in an hour to roll them out and get them ready. So we let our cannoli dough sit in the refrigerator overnight. We only meant to do it for an hour. So it needs to be at least an hour, but you can do it overnight. Then I have my mini muffin tins. I'm going to spray lightly with cooking oil so that the shells that we're going to put in there don't stick. There we go. Now I'm going to lightly flour my surface. I have 2 discs of dough, so one is still in the refrigerator while we work with this one. I'm going to flatten it out. A little more flour on the top. And we're just going to roll it out. Very thin. All right, now I have a 2.5-inch round cutter. All I'm going to do is cut my circles out. pick them up like this and mold them into our little mini muffin tin. We're going to do that until we run out of dough. So I've got my 24 now cannoli shells in the little baking pan. I've preheated the oven to 400 degrees. We're going to bake these for about 11 minutes, and then we're going to let them cool before we fill them. So we baked our cannoli bite dough for about 11 minutes. They are out. We're going to let them cool in the pan before we take them out and let them cool on a rack. In the meantime, we're going to make the filling. So I have 16 ounces of mascarpone cheese, which is Italian cream cheese. And then I'm back at the ricotta cheese that we let sit overnight in the refrigerator. And if you can see, a lot of liquid came out of that. So I'm going to undo my cheesecloth, add the ricotta. I'm going to stir those two together. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of powdered sugar. Stir all of it together, and then we're going to let this sit in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes, but until our shells are cooled, and then we will fill them. There we are. So our cannoli shells are chilled. Our cannoli filling is chilled. Now we're going to put them together. So I have an icing bag with a star tip, just because I want it to look pretty. You don't have to make it look pretty if you don't want to. My husband says as long as it tastes good, it doesn't matter what it looks like. And it could be the most beautiful thing in the world. But if it tastes bad, he doesn't care, because it tastes bad. So I'm just going to fill the shells like this. Oh, how did I miss one? There we go. And then I have some mini semi-sweet chocolate chips that we're just going to sprinkle over the top. And that's it. Cannoli bites are done.